gentlemen, to F1 car versus F2 car for the Japanese Grand Prix preview edition of the Japanese Grand Prix, which is taking place this weekend. We're back with another video, just in case for anyone who doesn't know what this series is. This is where I take a Formula 1 car and put it up against a Formula 2 car. And this week, we are using, obviously, these cars here. Well, I don't know what I was going to say there, I sort of lost it. But, anyway, I don't know what cars I used last time for Russian. It weren't... Did I use Russian time? Well, Russian time no longer exists, actually, do they? Or do they not? Let me have a look. I don't know. I'm not too sure where Russian time are. It should be here somewhere. Not too sure. But anyway, I think today, we'll use the Sauber car. Let me just have a look what cars we used last time in this series. I need to make a note of what cars we've used, and what cars we may have not used, in this series. So, last time, we used... Let me just have a look. Here we go. What cars did we use? Right, last time, was it even in the game? No, it wasn't in the game. Okay, right, that's why. Okay, so right, so it wasn't even in the game last time. The last time we actually used them. So this is actually the first time the F2 cars are in the game. We must have used them in another video, because I think it was in the Perfect Lap of China video we must have used them. And yeah, you know, obviously we're going to use. So which one should we first then use? This is first time. Should we go for Victorious Racing? Yeah, we will. We'll go for this team. I think it's Victorious Racing. And it's Japan, you know, for the first time. We've used the F2 cars, or we'll be using the F2 cars around here, which, you know, obviously I'm excited about, and I do love these F2 cars. They really do give you a really nice flow if you can hook them up, really, around every circuit. They are nice to drive, they're pleasant to drive, they're not too difficult, they can take a while to adapt to, and I always find that with F2 cars, the more laps you do, you just tend to get quicker, quicker, and quicker. And it's like you just find more and more time each time you go around the lap. You know, it is an incredible and very weird sensation. But here we go then. So this is the car we're using. I believe this is a Renault car. Oh, that's not good. Coming to there hot. Already. That's not good. First, corner, that's where Ayrton Senna went off, and obviously Alain Prost. Alright, through the final corner. Down the hill. Oh, I haven't driven in a while on the game. It's like maybe I've lost a bit of control. Yeah, really am rusty today, aren't I? Which ain't good. Maybe I need to get back to playing this game. Sometimes, you know, you sort of go off it, then you come back on games. You know what I mean? But anyway, down the main straight, finally got across the start-finish straight. So, let's see what we can do as we head into almost a flat turn one. Not quite flat, we'll continue the lap. Just want to get a bit of used to the car. The way it will handle. Plus it also sets a slight benchmark for me. Whereas if I don't do the lap, so I've got no benchmark, no reference. We power way up towards the hairpin. Now this hairpin's slightly different to most hairpins. It's obviously slightly banked, and it's not as slow. It's about a medium speed hairpin, I would say. As we head into Spoon. before we head down the hill towards 130R. And is 130R flat in these Formula 2 cars? Yes, it is actually. So, okay, first lap done. And it's a 1:44.2. So there's certainly more time there to be found, to be have, and to won. As I say, usually what I tend to find with these Formula 2 cars, I tend to get quicker and quicker as the more laps I do in them. We head up the hill, trying to just straight line it as much as physically can. Head out of the hairpin, getting a bit of wheel spin. We now head up towards Spoon. Now Spoon can be quite difficult obviously in a Formula 2 car, because obviously Formula 2 cars tend to understeer, maybe unlike some cars, so it's a pretty difficult one to get right. Yeah, always a tricky one. Even in the Formula 1 cars, very easy to run wide off the circuit. Now this should be easy flat. We know we can go through here flat, but not that time. That time more or less running slightly off circuit. This time going a bit balls. Right, at least I'm a bit more comfortable now with the car. So that was the second attempt, or first attempt I'm going to say actually, because first lap I'm not really classing, it was just more of a warm up. And now I'm sort of back in my full flow, so I no longer probably need that warm up anymore. I know what I'm doing now, or where I'm braking, roughly. So certainly more time I think to find through turns 1 and 2. Possibly even up the hill, as we see. Not great, that wasn't, but oh well. Restart, have a go. I reckon these cars, based on that invalid lap, will be about 10 seconds off, oh balls, will be about 10 seconds off the actual Red Bull, and we're going to use the Red Bull today, Red Bull Honda, because it is Japanese Grand Prix, Honda's home race. Obviously, will we hear Max Verstappen say GP2 engine this week, or will we not hear any outbreaks of that? In fact, I reckon Red Bull will be okay around here, because it's not a circuit that you necessarily need always a good engine at. You do want to have a good balance in the car, but also Ferrari could be ones to watch, especially given their pace in recent weeks. Like, they've been phenomenal, Ferrari have. Even, I think, by anyone's standards, like, where have Ferrari even come from in recent days? Like, Ferrari have just blown us all away. They've even shocked me, and I'm a Ferrari fan, I'm a Vettel fan. Like, you know, some of Leclerc laps have been pretty good to get pole, but Vettel, I think, has been better in the races. So I don't know whether maybe Vettel's going for a race setup and Leclerc's just going for the more overall one lap pace setup with the car. Maybe Vettel's going for that long run pace, whereas Leclerc is looking good on the 1 lap pace, really. Because if you look at Singapore, they'll look so much more happier with the car in the race than Charles Leclerc did at any one point, and the same could be said for Russia, really. They'll look so much more happier in the car, especially during the race. So, going to be slower than the invalid lap, so this will be a little bit down. But it's our first lap. Where does that put us on the world leaderboard? Puts us in 659th. Or 39th, sorry. Not 59th. What am I talking about? Well, that ain't a bad then lap time, even though there was some fundamental errors, I think, personally, with it. Even says that was a pretty decent lap time. And a good exit out of the hairpin up towards Spoon. Downhill then, and we're over half a second up on our delta, so this is certainly developing to be a much more solid or better lap anyway. A lap I could be a bit more pleased with overall, and still through the right left chicane where we're losing out a bit of track time, but we're a second up on our delta, and that's the third or second lap, so 1:43, so that was a much better improvement, and we're 400 now in the leaderboard, which is a whole lot better where I'd expect myself to be. As I say, the more laps I do, the quicker I just become, I find always. So now it's just whether or not I can improve marginally. And then I'm going to put on a setup, see whether or not I can improve on that. Or to see whether or not I'll do the same. Because I always say, setups can help, but obviously when you do that, obviously they won't. So we'll return now to the garage, put on a setup, and one of the top guy setups. How far off were we? Okay, we're not actually that bad. We're not actually that far off the top time. I wouldn't have said. Like, yes, okay, we are 5 seconds off, but these guys are really, really good. Like, you know. And out of 1,400 players, we're in the top 28. We're, well, really, we're, you know, pretty good. So we're going to use this setup. Yaman Project. I'm gonna say, I think that's the name of it, or him or her. That's the person's name anyway. Use that setup, and we'll see. So I'm not actually giving any like details away of the actual setup using. So I'm not showing you the setup they're using or sharing it with you, because obviously I think that'd be a bit rude to show you what secret they're using. I'm just nicking it, but you know who the person is, so you know who you can nick it off now. Same setup. Oh dear, jeez. In a way, I'm not enjoying it. It feels very slippery, the car right now, a little bit. Is that characteristic of the setup? Could be. But, at the same time, it feels like good turning I'm getting from the car, which is good, which is something you want. Let's see whether or not straight line speed's improved, or it's the same, too short. Feels very nice, certainly turning wise. That's a much better turn one. You can really tell the difference through there. Out of sticks to circuit, and really, this is all about rotation, ain't it? On the car. certainly feeling that anyway. Which, as you can see, 3 tenths. Pretty good then. Right. This is a phenomenal setup. If I may have a look what's going on. This is, I'll tell you that now, phenomenal this setup is. Really, really is. Oh, that's a bit wide there. Oh dear, no. But this is a phenomenal setup. I tell you that now. Really is about car rotation. So if you like a car that turns in, I tell you what, this is a blast of a setup. You'll be a bit more gentle, I would say, on the throttle overall, but I don't mind that really. It's not bad, and it doesn't go too bad in a straight line either. Pretty good in a straight line actually. As you'll see, braking just that tiny bit later, even through turn 1, and I'm still getting the car rotated to where I want it to really be. And even through here, really finding it lovely to use this setup. Absolute phenomenal. Credit where it's due. This is a really, really nice setup. This time not having a good run maybe through the S's, but either here or there. I know I can go faster with this setup. This setup, I'm just comfortable. I'm connected to the car, I feel like, you know, which is what you want. I feel like the car responding to what I'm doing, and that's really positive when you feel like that, you know, where you're just connected to the car, you know you can do a better time. It's just about mastering it, really, and that's the thing I think here. It's just about mastering it, not anything else. You see, like, as I say, it is a bit slippery, I'm not going to lie. In terms of the grip on the tyres, it is a bit slidey, but otherwise, it does feel quite nice, and probably what you want actually around here. A little bit of slip, because, you know, really, you're obviously got a lot of medium speed corners, so really does give you what you want, especially through the high speed stuff, which is exactly what I'm asking the car. So as you can see, through the low speed it's a bit more on edge, the car, but through certainly high speed or medium it's better. Like through this corner, really just, as you can see, getting a little bit away, which ain't that great, but as you can see, through the more medium speed, where we need the power, really does deliver. And through here, phenomenal. Like, you know, as you'll see, like, even up the hill here, like, it is a good setup. Really, really good setup. Oh no, don't lose it, come on. Keep the car up there. No! No. It's painful when I do that. And I'm going to give it 2 more attempts. So 2 more actual flying attempts. Then. So this will be second to last attempt. I'm not even going to class it as an attempt because we didn't even make it past the first corner. But yeah, really, really is phenomenal. This light setup.
Okay,
Now let's shush now and concentrate. Oh, that lap, I was so on, I tell you that now. The car was on rails. Alright, final attempt. I'm not even classing that as an attempt because it barely got past the turn. One, for it to be an attempt, it's got to at least, you know, sort of get halfway around the lap, sort of thing. So, where the bridge is, really, that's what I would class as an attempt. Or 2 times, like at least to the top of the hill. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry about my language, I do apologise, but I just know there's more time in it, and that frustrates me. When I know there's more time, I just want to do it and get the lap done to a decent standard. And I just know there's more time in it. I just know it. It's just about that lap. Right. I know I said that last attempt was the final attempt, but I'm gonna give it another maybe 2 goes. Come on. Come on. Let's do this lap now. Alright. Keep car nice. Settled car. Don't get too greedy. Alright, we've made it past the area where we couldn't do last time. Now we just got to focus on 130R, which is a bit then the chicane. Phenomenal setup. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant setup. That's 204 from the world leaderboard. Then I really love that setup. Absolutely love it. That's got to be in one of my top 10 car setups ever. And that is what it is. So front aero literally max, rear aero literally minimum as possibly can be. Fair enough, I do understand that. Terms of ramp differential, minimum more or less, really there. So fair enough. Suspension, front camber and rear camber more or less at the max, but the front toe and rear toe more or less at a minimum. Front suspension minimum but the rear suspension nice and firm, so soft and firm then there, which makes a bit of sense, explains some of it. And rad height's pretty low at front and rear, which is good. And front brake bias and rest of it is all a piece of cake, but that is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, right, now we're going to use the Aston Martin Red Bull then today, and I just wonder what the difference will be then. I think between the non-setup, I think it'll be around 10 seconds to 12 with the setup, okay, or between the non-setup, I'm going to say 12 as well. It ain't going to be too close, I don't think, but it will be close enough, obviously. So yeah. So, obviously, hopefully, we can do a good lap in the Red Bull, something that's representative. How many people have done this track yet? So, quite a lot actually of players overall. So, some saying 126. I reckon a 130 to start off with would be a good lap, and that's our target. But if we can get into 129s, that's where we're aiming for to end it. So, our car, obviously Red Bull, obviously a lot different, probably one of the best chassis in Formula 1. Obviously now we've got engine supplier of, obviously, Tag Heuer Honda, which is obviously saying Red Bull like. Obviously, Honda partnership so far this season's gone okay, I would have said. Like, it hasn't gone too bad, considered everything. I think what Red Bull would be a bit disappointed about, they just don't have a driver really scoring good enough points in that second car, or close enough to Verstappen right now for Red Bull, and that's Red Bull's biggest problem. Right now we're 10 seconds up on that delta that obviously is automatically set up on the Ghost default delta then. So obviously that's lap time. As we plummet down the hill then back up the hill towards 130R. This is where Fernando Alonso made his famous move on Michael Schumacher around the outside at 130R, one of the most dangerous corners probably not only in Formula 1 but also on the calendar. So first lap time and 131.0, then not bad first lap, then that's 14,000 and that puts us overall. This is right now 6/10 better. Yeah. Cool. That is a bit of a slide. Have a very big slide then there. So, as I say, by the end of the session we should be in the 129s. By the start, trying to look for the 130s. So we started off with a 131 on first lap. So this is second attempt. Then, and already, I can tell you, we're about 12 seconds quicker, 11 in fact, but already 12 seconds quicker than the non-setup car in the Formula 2 version, and that's a bit of a moment there. So, where is the difference? Well, obviously, turn 1's a big factor. You're carrying a lot more speed through turn 1 overall. You're almost flat out through turn 1 nowadays, which is pretty fast. Also, there are other corners. Spoon, you're a lot more better off actually in a Formula 1 car. Like, you can really feel a difference through Spoon. Like, as you'll see, 7th gear, I'm not braking until we're actually almost halfway into turn 1. then that's where my first break in. Obviously you're carrying also a lot more speed up through the S's, less slide, better turning on the car. Obviously more powerful engine also out of the S's, like through there, and you can see flat out more or less as we head up the hill into the 2 right turns, and I thought that was going to be invalid there. Right now, half second up we are on our lap time. Some tenths, which is pretty good, so really making some improvements on this lap than here. As we head down the hill, so half second up on the lap time then that we've set, and as I say, by the end of it, by the time we should put on a setup, should have at least time around that 130, low 30 mark, or in the 29s. And when we get into the setups, I want to get into the 129s, so it should be a pretty decent time. And 130, 1.2, so actually, we're a little bit off. I thought we did a 38 first lap, so I wonder why we were so low down on the leaderboard. I thought we did a 38. We just missed out. So I did a 31, 2. Up the hill. Literally catching my own delta. Very nicely. Now as we head towards Spoon. So who do I think will win this, by the way, Grand Prix weekend? I think, you know, I'm going to go for Hamilton. Hamilton usually very good around here, but so is Vettel. And I think Verstappen's another one to watch, usually. But yeah, certainly I'm going to go with Hamilton so long Mercedes have the quickest car. If Mercedes don't have the quickest car, then I'm going to go say Vettel will win. And if Ferrari don't, or if Vettel don't win, I would actually give it to Verstappen. Now, I'm going to go for one more lap, because certainly no the Zen time to be found, and we've actually improved again, only by the smallest of small margins. Right, one more attempt here, before we put on a setup, because I do know there's about 4 attempts now in that final braking zone in the car, by the way. I lost it all on the exit. There was even time down the straight. This lap's starting to be developed. So this lap is again better than that first lap. So obviously this is going to be more representative, I hope anyway. Right, that's not good. It is going to be more representative. I'm going to keep going. I do know this is a better lap and more representative anyway, regardless, and that's what I want, same bit representative. Right, I'm going to pit now, because yeah, and we're going to put on a setup. Even though I didn't complete that lap, I said I was going to, but then, you know, next lap would have been invalid anyway. So, Right, we're in top 81%, so we're pretty low down actually, to my surprise. Seems like a lot of people are very close around here, and something probably Japan can give actually, maybe, close racing. So I didn't think about actually, before we got into this, but anyway, we're going to look for the quickest Red Bull car. There ain't one anywhere close actually, anywhere, so I may even go for a different setup at this rate. Yeah, I am. I'm going to actually go for something certainly a lot more representative. Going to go for this one, 1:26.7. So this is going to be the setup we use. So far we've answered the question. Formula 1 cars around 12 seconds faster. Well, 11 actually, to be precise. But with hopefully what is a phenomenal setup, it'll be a lot quicker. This feels very stiff, I'm not going to lie, on the Red Bull. Now this ain't a setup designed for the Red Bull, it's actually designed for, well, it's designed for the Mercedes, but in this instance used on the Red Bull. Obviously whether or not it suits the Red Bull is a different question and a different factor. It may suit the Red Bull like a cup of tea. So far, so good. 3 tenths up. Pretty good, I feel, so far with this setup. Setup feels good. Again, just another phenomenal setup. That's doing the trick right now. Right now, 7 tenths up. Now, to get into the lap time we're looking for, which for me is a 1:29, like top end 29s, need be 3 tenths or 4 tenths in this final sector, if it's even possible. So, found 8 tenths anyway, and that's a much better time than there. So, need to find 4 tenths now. That's all we need to find, and I'll be happy with that. So we're now 12 seconds roughly better off. Whew! Car just spun then there, so obviously, yeah, just need to find 4 tenths and I'm be more than satisfied. That's all we're finding right now. I want to do a 29. Like 29, I think is a pretty good lap overall. If we can do that. Again, just a little bit off there then, in terms of the turn-in and all of that. So really struggled there. So, up the hill. Oh. Crying out loud. Right, shall I have a go in the Mercedes? Yeah, why not? We usually do this. We'll go in the Mercedes then to finish this video off. And we'll use, again, the best setup for Mercedes. One attempt then in the Mercedes. So, to answer your question, obviously a Red Bull Honda is about 12 seconds quicker, just under 12 seconds, 11.8 seconds quicker than a Formula 2 car. With a setup, without a setup, it's 11 seconds quicker. So, obviously, that then is obviously the lap we've got to beat. So here we go then. And why has it gone silent? I honestly don't have any idea. It's literally gone silent, and I can't drive like this, guys, with no audio for me. I honestly couldn't. I'll give it a go, but I doubt it'll go well, because, you know, but we're putting lots of speed down the straight. Yeah, you know, it's impossible, more or less. Even though I'm not doing a bad job, I will say that, in Formula Electric. Very different sensation driving without sounds, and I'll tell you that now, like, you know, just can't hear anything. But yeah, I think that's the end of today's video then there, if there's no sound. Just try and go in and out. And there's absolutely nothing, so yeah, this is then going to have to be the end of the video, guys. Sorry about that then there. But, you know, at least we found out still how fast. Let's see if it'll just give us a bit of sound. No, it won't. Yeah, that's going to then be the end of the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. See you all next time for another video. I'm your host, Julian.